Hey, what's going on, everybody? YouTube, this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I wanted to hop on here and make another video speaking about spirit guides and those that may come to you in a form that you may not exactly expect. So what happened? There was a time where, this was earlier on in my experience, when I just started diving into astral projection and the astral realms and consciousness. I was just fascinated by everything because of what was going on in my life, and I felt I had no one to talk to. I didn't have a mentor, so I turned to the internet. And one day I just felt blocked. I wasn't leaving my body and remembering it. In my dreams, it just was darkness. After having several positive experiences and returning to my body and just feeling lighter and more refueled energetically. And I missed that, so I just, took to the internet, started doing my own research. I came across a video in my free time when I was looking up superpowers, because I absolutely love superpowers, and looking up videos of Marvel, Justice League, whatever. And this day I was looking up a video on Professor X and telepathy, and how he accesses his telepathy by going into the astral realm and reading, seeing, experiencing other people's thought patterns. But everything happens in the astral realm. So in that video, the person explaining his powers ended up sharing how he ended up blocking Jean Grey's powers by, putting a mental block in her mind. But no matter what he did, and no matter, what Jean Grey wanted, she would never be disconnected from her abilities. She may be blocked from them, but will never be fully disconnected. Something just clicked inside of me when I heard that, and I began repeating, I will never be disconnected from my powers. I will never be disconnected from my divinity. I will never be disconnected from Source. And I kept repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating, I may be blocked, but I'm never disconnected from my powers. I'm never disconnected from my abilities. I'm never disconnected from my powers, so on and so forth, out loud and then in my head. And then that night I had an experience where my room was blue, I projected, I was on my bed, and this spirit fell on top of me, female spirit, and I kept trying to get up and open my eyes, but it was as if the energy she was sending out was, be calm and rest. And I kept closing my eyes and I kept trying to open them and I couldn't. And then I had an experience. So that was that experience, and I was super happy when I, popped back in my body the next day, because it happened and I wasn't disconnected. That was the proof that I needed, that no matter what happens, I will never be fully disconnected from my powers, from my divinity, and from these divine beings that want the absolute best for me. I may be blocked, but never fully disconnected. And it just gave me the, energetic charge up that I was looking for back a couple of years ago. So this past year, that was the first experience I had with this female spirit. And I think I had one more experience similar to that one, where I get up in the astrals in my bedroom, and then I start feeling sleepy, I start feeling calm, and I'm struggling to see and experience what is happening. It's like I'm trying to fight to stay awake consciously in the astrals, and how this being is a little more seasoned in that space. She definitely, won. And I was out like a light again. So, but I felt, calm. I didn't feel I was in danger. I'll say the first time. The second time, there was stillness, calm, but I did just have the thoughts in my mind, like, you're going to face karma for what you're doing, before I realized this was a guide. I believe that this is a guide in a strange way, because I know with what I'm about to say, you're going to be like, Ryan. And I'm going to be like, I know, but it's what she said. So this third time, this happened right before I was supposed to go to India. Didn't happen. I'll make another video on that, because it does have to do with the astral realm and my consciousness and spiritual body being manipulated by those who do not want the best for me. But that night, before I ended up driving back to my parents' house, I got up in the astrals and I was struggling. I was in complete darkness, but I felt I was encased in something. And it was as if I was in a shell, and I kept trying to move out, get out, move around, and then I guess I broke through, and all of a sudden there was this face just staring at me at an angle like this, right here. And it was a female spirit's, a woman's spirit's face. And the size of her face just startled me. Her face was the size of a checked luggage suitcase bag. The ones that are not supposed to weigh over 50, or maybe it's 70 pounds. I would need to check. I have one in my closet, but I mean, it was huge. So I was just like, oh, hey, hey, how you doing? Not trying to cause any friction, anything, So then I was in that for a moment of just staring and truly taking in all that I was seeing from her big eyes and her grayish, I'm not going to say white because it wasn't fully white, it was more of a grayish face. And then I ended up, fighting, and I got my way out, and I realized after looking at her body that I was in some cocoon. And her face is, this huge right now, and her body is of a spider. She had a human, I guess goddess face, but she had the body of a spider. And I mean, it was huge. My bed is slightly smaller than a queen's, and her body was damn near the whole bed, the whole mattress, or maybe not the entire, but definitely more than half, close to the full mattress. And she then I noticed that she had all of these legs when she started moving around. I was like, oh my god, what the hell is going on? Because I definitely, when I've been around spiders in the past, been like, they're not terrible. And I believe she showed up that night because for a while I was killing all of these spiders in my bedroom. And I think this happened before I changed how I was moving. So let's just say, for the purpose of the story, I killed some spiders in my room, and I just started seeing, before this specific experience happened, more and more spiders appear in my bedroom. More than the usual for the summer when it's hot out, and I still have, like spider traps in my room, but I just started seeing more and more and more. And my brother noticed it as well, and we just couldn't figure out why there was that increase specifically in my bedroom. But they wouldn't do anything, they wouldn't hurt me or whatever, but it was something that I noticed. So after seeing that she had this spider body and huge face, and I get out of the cocoon, she then attempts trying to get me back into the cocoon, and I'm like, no! And I ended up like bopping her backwards, and she then backed away, and then she rushed me, from the other side of my room, because she's now by the window and I'm closer to where I'm filming right now, to the side of my bed, close to my door. And she rushed me again, and I just bopped her in the face. And she may have done this one more time, and I reacted the same way. And then she ended up, we took a minute and we were just staring at each other, because I tried doing this at first before using and resulting to just my fist out of fear in that moment, because when I fully saw her and received her, I thought that this was a foe and not a friend. And my abilities, when I have been able to tap into pyrokinesis, the ability to create and manipulate fire, I was doing this, and my inner divine self, my higher self, would not allow me access to those abilities. So I just thought, why not? What's going on? I'm in danger. I need help. But I guess I wasn't in real danger. So then that's what led to her, charging me and me responding with my fists instead of any ability, tapping into electrokinesis, the ability to manipulate and control and create electricity, telekinesis, anything. And she ended up, she was by the window at that point, and I'm over here, and she's taking me and I'm taking her in. And after a moment of silence, she then says to me, "Ryan, you are stronger than you think." And then there was a beat afterwards, and I just allowed myself to take in what she just said, now completely confused as to why you rushed me, but then you're now sharing these kind and supportive words of encouragement with me. So she then came at me again, and I did the same thing, I think. And after that, I returned to my body. And I was okay. I lived to tell the story, because her intent was not to harm me or injure me in the astrals or in this physical, because I know if she wanted to, she could have. But because of those words and what she said, it completely changed the entire experience of what I experienced and what I had experienced around her prior to her taking on this shape. And what I learned from that was some of these spirit guides that you have, that I have, may not appear in the way that you think and how they've been displayed. I to this day still believe that she is a guide. She is teaching me something, and what I gathered from that was pretty much what I just shared. They may come in a completely different form, and there's no reason to respond with that immediate sense of fear, fight, or flight. It's okay to acknowledge it, but if I was in real danger, which there has been countless times since 2021, my abilities turn on and kick in. If I was in real danger, my inner divine self and my higher self would give me access to those abilities in those moments. But if I'm not, and this being is now talking to me, sharing these words with me, I think I'm not gonna look at them as a foe, but as a potential friend. At the same time, the best thing you can do for yourself, I would offer, is trusting yourself and the vibrations that you pick up on from any being that is around you, and sending those vibrations your way, whether you are in the physical or the astrals. Trust yourself. So after that experience, that's how it changed how I received some of these other beings in the astrals. I saw her one more time where she had this scorpion body now instead of a spider, and she was just digging into my astral body and throwing stuff out. And I believe she was picking out and clearing the harmful programs that have been infused into my spirit body, into this body that is technology, in order to further help prepare for this cosmic shift that we are going to experience sometime in the very near future. And I am grateful for the experience that I had, and I do believe she has definitely been a reason as to why I have just stopped, I guess, doing things to unintentionally harm my spirit body. So I am grateful for her. I have a feeling I'm going to see her again sometime this year, and then next year, I don't think she's going to be going anywhere, disintegrating into nothingness. And I stopped killing the spiders in my room. It changed, I thought that a reason I also experienced that, and she came to me, is because I kept killing these spiders, these beings. That's just me in another form. Why kill it? I've been taught to kill it, when that could literally be a guide. That could be one of my ancestors coming to me. That could be a friend that is trying to tell me something and communicate with me. So for the rest of the summer, I stopped killing them. But if they did get on my bed, I swooshed them to the floor. I did have a boundary, but I stopped killing them. And then if they were really big and it seemed like they were trying to get out the window, I did what I could to, put a glass over them and put a plate underneath them and put them back out in nature. And that, there was a couple times accidentally, by doing that process, those spiders ended up transcending. But I had the intention in my heart to put them back where they belong. And I guess the reason why I'm sharing this, and I thought of this, is because just sometime a couple of days ago, I saw a spider in my bedroom, and it just made me think of the whole experience. And I thought I would get on here and share it. I've been wanting to share this specific one for a little bit, but I didn't. So now I am. And the space, the room I was still in my room, and it was dark. It was, there was some black, there was blue, but there was also, I remember seeing green. There was green. More green than the blue or the black in this specific experience. But the first time I saw her, she had a blue astral body, and then she had a blue astral body the second time, and then that changed into a spider body. And then when it was the body with the scorpion tail, it was the blue experience. But that third one was green. And in a weird way, maybe not weird, in the way that I need, she is telling me to keep going within, trust myself, and I think operate more on my heart chakra. So I'm going to end this video here. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. I want to send peace, courage, and divine cosmic love to every single Anunnaki goddess and Anunnaki god who's on their journey of remembering who they are and remembering their divinity. If you've had any interesting, crazy experiences with guides that are coming to you, please feel free to leave a comment below. And as always, take care of yourself. Peace.